SoaR's moment?
I think so. I think I'm going to have to go, well, game one here. We'll see how the draft works out. But, you know, we'll see.
All right, here we go, folks. Let's see what's going to be the first ban for SoaR. What are you looking for out of this, Taco?
I think, if anything, I would take away, you could see SoaR, they're kind of sticking true to healers being taken away because they can be quite problematic, and I think it's a really smart choice as well from Eager to go ahead and eliminate that Ao Kuang. That's a very popular pick for Chapo. And you can tell these guys, there's no hesitation coming out in this picks and ban stage right now. They know exactly what they want to avoid, and I think that they're just ready to play.
Yeah, these guys know each other to a T. I mean, they've been scrimming nonstop for the past few weeks. So yeah, it's really no surprise to see these insta-bans come out. And SoaR actually going to elect for the Jingwei here, and I really like this because this is a god that Stormy Rays is very comfortable on, and we've seen him perform well on it countless times.
Yeah, Stormy Rays, I think it's really interesting as well because he's always been, to me, that ADC for console that tries to stray away from the typical hunter picks. You know, a lot of people don't try to flex their god pool so much because it can be really difficult, I know, dealing with Xbox controls in comparison to PC, but I think it's amazing that he's feeling so comfortable and talented in that. But Eager, that's looking like a pretty strong wombo combo coming out from the Awilix Sylvanas.
Yeah, Awilix Sylvanas, and Sylvanas is just set up for the Awilix, and also Awilix going to be able to pull the Jingwei if she knocks herself up and tries to dash at someone too. So a good counter there, and the Odin coming out to counter the Sylvanas healing. And looks like it may be Scylla here. We saw Shaliber have an amazing performance on that Scylla in the Aware set.
Yeah, that's definitely more of a comfort pick coming out for him as well. And considering how potent her damage could be, especially if they trap anybody in that Odin cage, it'll be pretty devastating for Eager to try and deal with. But I do think the Odin pick is a bit risky considering that Eager does have an Awilix already locked in. So I would expect probably a game plan coming out featuring Blink more so because it takes away a lot of that jump initiation that people tend to try and get between the Bird Bomb combination. And the Zeus, like you said, it's kind of interesting that they'd be willing to pick Zeus into an Odin already, considering that, you know, they already have two gods that can't really escape super well out of that Odin ring.
Yeah, it makes you think if they're, you know, thinking about going Phantom possibly for an active here, and Kronos being hovered, also another god that can't get out of the cage unless he uses his ultimate. So, and it will be Kronos here for Cougar, and Cougar loves the Kronos, always plays it well. And you see Sol and Neath, two gods that Cougar also loves, banned away from him, didn't want to deal with the global presence from the Neath. And then when you talk about Chapo, you got to talk about Thor, man. This is Chapo's god. He loves Thor, and I expect him to gank early and often with this Thor.
Yeah, I feel like every time I've ever tuned into a stream, he's always playing Thor, so you can tell that SoaR have a lot of comfortability coming out into their draft. And I think it's also a pretty smart play, though, by Air Cougar to opt for the Kronos, considering the fact that Sol was taken off the table. I think that Kronos is actually a very solid mage ADC for dealing with the Jingwei mobility and everything else, and so the 1v1 trades I think are definitely going to be pretty interesting to watch.
Yeah, Kronos, a god that can trade with Jingwei and Lade once he gets a few items online, and then if he gets in a sticky situation, obviously has that rewind. But SoaR drafting another global there with the Terra, and I'm surprised to see Terra get this far through. Honestly, usually we've been seeing her banned, if not in the first set of bans, in the second set of bans for sure. So surprising to see Terra last pick for SoaR.
So not a bad draft for SoaR by any stretch of the imagination. That Kronos pick from Eager is going to be interesting to see. So, all right, who wins? Real quick, who you got?
I really like SoaR's draft. I'll give them game one.
I'm going with SoaR as well.
All right, folks. Well, it's time to kick off the SMITE console finals. Get hyped down there in the pit. Get hyped in the chat. It's about to go down. Let's go ahead. Send it over to your casters to kick things off.
Thank you, analysts. Here we are, game number one of the SMITE Console World Championships. Eager taking on SoaR Gaming, two old rivals going at it.
So much history between these two teams. A lot of mind games I'm expecting right off the bat. It's interesting to see how these picks and bans developed already. You know, Odin very early in the draft against an Awilix, Scylla as well. So I'm excited to see how Eager is going to be able to shut that down potentially.
Not only does these two teams have a big history, but they're very different. SoaR with a very good individual skill, and on the other hand, Eager with a good teamfight skills. So I'm going to be interested to see how SoaR's going to fight Eager in this late game.
We also see Terra being picked up here in this draft with the Odin, the flex pick potentially between Uzi and El Brochacho. These are two gods that they can both play at a very high level. So once we do head into the game, we'll see where those two gods will end up. And more importantly is the Thor for El Chapo. He's always so aggressive, starting off the game already with the Talaria boots.
Yeah, I haven't had the honor to see El Chapo's Thor yet, but I've heard it's really good. And I'm going to be looking at really aggressive plays from him, as we saw in the semifinals.
We can already see, big groupings from both teams looking to, invade or spot out each other. SoaR going very deep here into Eager's jungle, looking for their speed buff.
They also want to be able to always invade, drop the wards together, never leave any man behind, but El Brochacho on the left-hand side. Mifflin caught alone a little bit, but the rest of the team is here.
Stormy Rays gets a knock on Mifflin in some trouble. Jumped on here, SoaR collapsing now onto Mifflin. Great stun though by Stormy Rays. 4 men there already. The crush coming through from Shalaba. Cougar falls down. Stormy Rays gets a kill at the start. Chapo going in now. Mifflin falls down. And SoaR Gaming dominating the early.
That's
Dwarf stops up.
They want 3 though. They're trying to find Dwarf with the Nike. Chapo not. And right he is. He's got to find the 3rd kill for his team, 2 for himself. What a great start for SoaR.
What a great start from SoaR. Yes, they just find themselves in a more group position in the start, and being level 1, that's so important. Eager split up a little bit more, and that's why they lost this fight.
It's always so risky trying to take an early game fight against a Thor, because now you're playing into his passive.
Yeah, but not only that, if you want to 5v5 invade in the start, you have to stay grouped and collected. SoaR did that, Team Eager did not, and that's why they lost it.
And we saw Mifflin just get poked out instantly in that team fight. That means it was a 5-on-4 for SoaR for about 10 to 15 seconds. Mifflin decided to just wait around the corner, and then he went back in, dying instantly.
Right, and now Chapo is 2 kills up, and we know how aggressive this guy can be. Having those 2 kills is not going to be good for Eager.
And he got it with Talaria boots, so now he has a lot of gold in hand to be able to just get more of a power spike ahead of Mifflin.
Right, the Talaria boots is going to pay off so good for Chapo now, and he's going to have such a huge lead. It's going to be so hard for Eager getting back into this game.
Once a SoaR starts to get ahead in the game, he can really dictate the pace of the entire match.
Not only that, but he's also ahead in XP, so he will get 5 before anyone else. So he will be instantly looking for the pick, maybe onto Jelly, just someone without beats. Probably Zeus as well. They want to shut down this pick. It is really strong if it gets online, and the early damage coming out from Zeus is huge.
So looking at the silence between Air Cougar on the Kronos and Dwurst on the Nike, for Chapo to go onto, would you expect, like, ooh, left-hand side, a lot of action onto Stormy Rays, getting caught 1v4, and he's going to fall.
Stormy just playing way too aggressive there. I'm not sure how the communication was in SoaR there, because no one saw anybody from Eager onto the SoaR side, so they should have told Stormy, like, be careful, they might come, but he's just playing aggressive still.
So just going back into the discussion of the Thor level 5, who would you rather see Chapo gank here? Air Cougar on the Kronos or Dwurst on the Nike, allowing Uzi to get ahead?
At this point, Chapo is so far ahead that he's going to be 5 before anyone else, so he should be looking for someone without beats, because that's a 100% kill, and being so far ahead, he will easily get that target no matter what, and they will be able to shut down Jelly before he get that shield off, so the one-shot potential is definitely there.
What's interesting to me as well is that Eagles drafted so many immobile gods into this Odin being played by Uzi.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about the Odin pick overall as a whole, though. They picked it into the Willick, so his whole engage is not going to be really good. And El Brochacho on the Terra don't really have an insane engage. They do have the ultimate to storm in, but I'm going to be looking at Chapo here also for the engagement, because Uzi will not be able to jump in.
I mean, we talk about SoaR, we always got to talk about Chapo for the engages. Nice poke from Dwurst, trading 1 tower shot just to allow Uzi to get really low. And now, without this teleport, he's going to miss out on a huge, important wave.
And Dwurst has always been kind of this star player for Eager. He's always been this carry out of the solo lane, even all the way back to last Worlds.
He was always known to be playing a lot of the Robin, a lot of the Bellona, just to be able to make early game plays. And now playing the Nike, despite his team losing that early level 1 engagement, he's still making an impact.
And it seems like Eager is really putting a lot of pressure onto SoaR, even though they got this bad start. And Chapo is actually the same level as Team Eager's jungle.
And that's going to be important to try to look for more extensions. But now Jelly, though, taking a little bit of poke, not too much, though.
Terra, also the reason why SoaR getting this early lead is so good is that Terra is really bad in the early state of the game. Getting him online, getting him to 5 now is really going to do a lot. They will be able to use that ultimate and really collapse onto somebody without a mobility.
Talk to me more about Terra's ultimate. What does it do? What does it give your team?
I mean, overall, just give you that protection, the healing possibility, and the extra movement speed, which you need to catch up to this Zeus. So that's going to do really perfect for them.
And knowing SoaR of how aggressive they want to be, that extra movement speed is so crucial to allow them to chase down any target that might be a little bit low. They also have the tools available to go for the long-range poke between Shaliber playing the Scylla, Chapo playing the Thor. We've seen a little bit of lull in the action, but not in the solo lane.
Dwurst going in here on Ozzy. Great cage there, though, by the Odin. Gonna stop the aggression from Dwurst.
And in the mid lane, though, a lot of action. Amamatsu comes out, connecting onto Jelly, though, with the ultimate, though, Brochacho taking a spill.
And that's the early game Zeus damage right there. You can't be stuck in that ultimate, otherwise you are gonna die. Chapo really positioning himself well, going into the fight and then backing off when he realizes Zeus ultimate is there. Brochacho should have done the same thing. I want to talk about the solo lane as well, because you said that Dwurst is the carry coming out from Team Eager, but Ozzy have been playing nothing else than Odin. He's really comfortable on this pick, but he is getting bullied here. Overall, Nike was a really good pick into Odin. He have nothing to stop his damage, so he's just going to have a free time in that lane.
Absolutely. Without any sort of CC, with the exception of his Wrath, which he used earlier on, he cannot stop the damage output from Nike, which allows Dwurst to constantly poke down Odin consistently. And now with the Death's Toll available for Dwurst, he'll also have more sustain. And now this gives an opportunity for Eager just to be able to invade the blue buff as Ozzy had to back to base.
Yeah, Ozzy just getting really bullied right now, and I really like the build coming out from Jelly. He builds into the Mystical Mail and the Telera Boots. The Telera Boots is going to give him gold, and the Mystical Mail when he doesn't have mobility, but hold that.
And now we see Mifflin, though, retreating into the mid lane. Chapo going to go into the sky. Brochacho going to root him into place, landing, not connecting, though, getting the feather step, but not surviving in time.
Stormy Rays stunned out by Air Cougar, but the Purification will stop the stun. SoaR Gaming retreating after getting a nice pick.
Chapo might have missed that ult, but it didn't really matter because he luckily popped off, so they got the kill for free.
Oh, but he's not done yet. He's going in. He's doing so much damage. Forced into the Purification. The rest of his team is nowhere to be found.
Brochacho coming in from the backside here. Here comes Stormy Rays as well. But it's not an even fight at this stage, and Stormy Rays needs to disengage. That was a bit questionable there.
I mean, Chapo is aggressive, but he got to be careful. He can't do the same thing as he did to Aware, just jumping in, going in whenever he wants to. He got to be careful about
that. It seems that Dwurst's jump is down, and that's going to be another kill. Unless his shield is going to be enough to save him, but it's not. But now trying to revenge his teammate Mifflin, jumping in, Jelly right behind him. 1-0 yet again.
So good by Ozzy, realizing that Dwurst also is Dwurst jump is down and just immediately ulting him. What a great pick.
And that's what you have to do to take advantage of the fact that, you know, you're down a member. El Chapo obviously going too aggressive. There's a difference between calculated aggression and just over-aggression. And the rest of his teammates, after the earlier pick, they wanted to go for objectives, but it seemed that El Chapo had other things in mind.
And I'm really disappointed in SoaR because we know they're really good at the early aggressiveness, but they haven't really taken advantage of the early lead they had. They should have invaded Team Eager off the bat and just basically taken all the farms so they hadn't been able to get back into this game.
Yes, now heading into close to the 7-minute mark. It's only 5-3 for SoaR, not able to get the objective. Still trying to utilize the Scylla Thor combo to their advantage, but if they don't really find the necessary damage, then Jelly will just mitigate it all back up.
I'm looking at Shaliber here as well, having a decent game so far, 4 assists online for him, but once we start to get to the later stage of this game and the Scylla damage comes online, I'm looking to him to have a bit more of an impact.
Oh yeah, Shaliber have also only been playing Scylla this tournament, and he's been doing a great job so far.
He's always able to make the plays off of the aggression from his team. Whenever you have El Brochacho and El Chapo in the front line, you have so much space to do whatever you really want to do. Now Ozzy, though, tried to go for a blue buff invade, but not really finding it, though. But the rest of Eager, though, trying to catch Stormy.
Oh, that's his dash caught there, and his ultimate forced away as well. Chapo and Ozzy get the solo kill. Shaliber actually forced the armor monster. He hits it onto 2 there, but not quite the damage online yet.
So Valentine was going to heal that up. I would have liked to see Team Eager going for this goal free, baiting it out. SoaR is really low around it, and El Chapo was in the right lane, so they should definitely have baited it.
Especially considering the fact that now Shaliber doesn't have his ultimate. We saw how much time was invested just to be able to take Dwurst off the map, which allows Ozzy now to sit in this lane, get back into the game, and get this tier 1 tower.
And this is what I love coming out from Chapo. He's looking for every single opportunity he has. If Dwurst is overextending in the right lane, he will be there. If the Crone is going to go to the left lane, he will be there. Just great aggressiveness coming out from Chapo.
I like it as well because we saw Dwurst actually start to bully Ozzy a little bit in this lane. Relieving some of that pressure is going to be really important for the solo laner of SoaR.
Both Hunters, though, doing a really quiet job at this point. You know, 1-1-3 for Stormy Rays, 1-1-1 for Air Cougar. And this is going to be a point in time where it's the quiet before the storm for these Hunters. Once they get to level 14, they finish their 3rd, 4th items, that's when we're going to see more action from these two.
Yeah, but overall, this matchup is also pretty equal. We have the Xingwei, really good. You can always go back if you need to, and the Chronos also have the sustain with his two. So these two characters are really equal against each other. So I don't think we're going to see too much aggressiveness coming out from either. Right now, the Chronos is ahead, so that's why he's going to be the one bullying.
In the mid lane, it seemed like there was going to be a little bit of action, but now let's talk a little bit more about these hunters. Who do you expect to make? Oh, hold that thought, though. Chapo, he wants to go in.
Looking for the tier 1 tower. Dive here, but no, the rest of his team, nowhere to be found. A little bit of a miscommunication there, perhaps from SoaR.
No, not going to be able to take advantage of that, but now it's going to be AirKuka, though, wrapping around the side, getting the stun up onto El Chapo, but not connecting with the time ref. The rest of his teammates, though, hovering around mid. So you fight fire with fire. You have Jelly with a sustain, but on the other side, you also have Brochacho.
Oh yeah, it's very good they got that extra sustain onto SoaR side as well. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to deal with Team Eager combo.
Terra ultimate pop here, looking for Delta Marine. The crush comes through, but the Sanctuary is better from Delta Marine. I'm a Monster connects onto the wrong target. Shell popped as well from Eager, and Delta Marine gets the kill onto Chapo with a detonate. Ozzy's here in the mid lane, gets the cage under the tower, but Brochacho's in some trouble here. AirKuka about to pick up the kill in a second. Mifflin letting his ADC get that kill. Eager turn around the initiation from
Beautiful engage from Eager to be able to deal with initiation that was a little bit botched from SoaR. We saw it start off with the ultimate from El Brochacho, but unfortunately, you know, Shaliber missed his ultimate. Ozzy also missed his bird bomb under that tier 1 tower dive, and that allowed Eager to get 2 free kills.
Overall, a really good idea by SoaR, pre-ulting with the Terra and just storming in on the Zeus. Unlucky Shaliber misses the Zeus, and so he doesn't get the kill onto him. Not getting the kill on the Zeus instantly makes it able for him to use the detonate. The detonate don't do so much damage at this point, and then they can just immediately turn around.
And one of the most important factors of that whole team fight was the fact that Delta Marine opted for the Sanctuary at level 1 instead of the Purification. He was more worried about the damage from Scylla at the beginning of the game rather than the control that Chapo would provide.
Chapo pulled in there, but here comes Ozzy again. Delta Marine in a lot of trouble here.
Oh,
Ozzy picks up the kill under the tier 1 tower.
He has to watch out, though, for the pull, though. There's no one really else from Eager to capitalize off of this. So now SoaR, though, with that one pick, no hesitation, straight to Gold Fury.
A lot of sustain here as well. Jelly takes a lot of poke from Shaliber. Ozzy coming in as well. AirKuka looking to steal, but SoaR Gaming takes the first. Gold Fury stun lands onto Shaliber, but he uses Purification. Chapo up in the sky. He's looking for Jelly. Not quite the distance. There's the wall. Double tap. Teleports in. Great knock up there from Jelly. Chapo pulled in. Overextension. Mifflin with the kill. Cage from Ozzy.
And now Eager trying to get away any way they can. Shaliber's going to be the second SoaR member down. They found the Gold Fury, but normally after you get a Gold Fury, you never want to fight.
No. When you take the Gold Fury, usually you're like, all right, we're happy with what we got. We got a slow lead. We got a little bit of a lead. Just back off. It's all right. Chapo was so confident in his mechanics right there, thinking that he's going to land on Jelly. The fact that he didn't, it was just bad, and were able to turn around.
Sometimes you just have to take a quick breather. You know, you can't always be forcing the issue. You have to just take your time and evaluate your surroundings. You got the Gold Fury, that's fine and dandy. You got the one pick earlier on. Don't commit so heavily, especially beyond the red buff, where it's so easy for Eager to retreat to their own tier 2 tower.
He stole the red buff, the Terra.
Ooh, very sneaky there plays by El Brochacho.
The best feeling as a support. Just go and use one spell. You do like 63 damage, but still you get it.
But now
gets the stun onto Stormy Ray. Stormy, though, here with Brochacho, looking to kill AirKuka. There's a Sanctuary Force from the Chronos. Does have his rewind available. Actually, no, he doesn't. It's on cooldown. Mifflin knocks up Stormy Ray. Pull back in there. Here's Delta Marine as well. The damage is coming through from Team Eager. Stormy Ray, no escape from the movement is good, but Delta Marine is better with a detonate.
But now Ozzy in the backline trying to get AirKuka. He's one shot away. Caught him in the cage. I'm a monster. Not onto Mifflin as he jumps away. Chapo finding one. Ozzy returned by Delta Marine.
Eager Jelly there pulled in 1-2. The Zeus ultimate, not enough damage coming through. The sustain from the Terra is going to be enough here for SoaR Gaming to keep themselves alive and potentially even look for another pick.
But on the other side, they also have Jelly for the sustain, so it's going to be a 3-on-3 defense. And now with Ozzy on the left-hand side, that allows Dwars to sit here in the soul lane to get a tier 1 tower of his own.
And just a great counter game by Eager there. They realized that the support is going aggressive on the Chronos. Everybody rotating, getting that pick on the Xingwei makes it into a 4v4. Meanwhile, the Nike is split pushing the right lane. So just a great...
And now we see in the mid lane, though, 3-on-2. SoaR trying to look for something, though. They're just going to retreat for now because they see Dwars on the backhand side. You never want to worry or deal with this Nike at this point, especially with all your cooldowns still waiting to come out. So Eager looking for the right side invade.
The Nike is so big at this point. He's going to be a real bully for the backline.
Alrighty, Jelly gets a two-man knockup. Chapo walls off Mifflin. Ozzy jumps in there looking for Jelly here. Down comes the cage. Chapo teleports in. Mifflin over the wall, but Dworst is doing so much damage to Chapo. Here's Air Cougar as well. Chapo nowhere to run. Dworst is running this game now. El Brochacho taking damage. Great knock up there. Cougar gets a kill, and Eager, they are winning this fight. Stormy Ray's jumping away. The detonator's going to come through any second. Dworst chunking down Stormy Ray. Stormy with his airstrike there. Does the detonate have enough damage?
Not enough damage, though. He has the sustain available to get off of those back harpies. Overall, that was a 2-for-0. Air Cougar making a clutch rotation from the backhand side, making such a huge impact.
And this is what I was saying. Dworst is so big at this point. He is a real bully at this point. Not only that, the Zeus had free space because everybody went on Jelly. So overall, they just let everybody have air who needs to, and that was the Zeus.
Not only is Dworst ahead, but look at Delta Marine, 3 levels ahead of Shaliber. Now, if Shaliber was level 12, he would have had that second relic, he would have had the Sanctuary, he would have been able to buy himself a little bit more time to survive the team fight and then look for more of his cooldowns. And as a result, though, that's a big factor for SoaR, not having that important Scylla.
And Marino's doing a really good job right now, positioning himself, just making sure he's safe at all time. Not only that, his team is playing so well around him, so every time SoaR tries to collapse on him, Team Eager is ready.
Despite the gold being relatively even in this game, the experience is all in favor of Team Eager, about 4,000. That's a pretty significant lead for 15 minutes in the game.
Oh yeah, you want to get your spell skill leveled up, and when you do that, that's so strong. So being equal in gold don't really matter too much.
It just seems that SoaR keeps going for the team fights instead of trying to be able to get the objectives, and that's why we see such a disparity in the levels already. Dworst still continuing the same theme as earlier on, continuing to bully out Ozzy. The Odin pick right now hasn't been as successful, I feel like, as they wanted it to be.
Great Sanctuary there from Delta Marine, saves him from all the damage coming out of SoaR.
And now we still see more pressure in the soul lane.
It seems like SoaR is way too caught up in their pick and bans because Ozzy and Shaliber is playing the same guard every single game. They need to change it up.
Jelly there, no knockups. I'm a Monster comes through, not enough damage though onto the Sylvanas, rooted in place. Crush comes through, but again, Jelly just so tanky. His spells are doing nothing.
Even though SoaR is basically hitting every single spell, Jelly is still alive, and that's just the early tankiness coming out from the Sylvanas right there.
It's only a level 12 Scylla, unfortunately, so that I'm a Monster didn't do as much damage as Shaliber would have liked it to. So as a result, Jelly still surviving, utilizing his sustain, utilizing that sovereignty to get the HP 5 for himself and his teammates. And Eager just casually holding outside the tier 1 mid tower as Goldfear has respawned.
SoaR just used every single ultimate. So I would like Team Eager to push into this Goldfear, maybe get some wards, get the wall control, and then start baiting it because they're finding themselves a really good experience lead.
In this jungle fight, I would expect Eager to do the same because they have Delta Marine playing this Zeus, which has way more space control than Shaliber on the Scylla. Now, granted, Crush has a decent amount of space, but you cannot compete with that Zeus ultimate.
No, and also Shaliber is so far behind at this point. He's not going to do too much damage. The Zeus is going to do at least twice his.
And right now, looking at the build coming out of Delta Marine, I like this pickup of the Wing Blade after the penetration boots, just being able to survive from the aggression from SoaR.
Look at this from SoaR. They've got the vision control here around the gold tree. They might be looking to sneak it away. There is a tactically placed ward from Eager, so they know Stormy Rays is in the area.
And now just trying to bait a little bit, try to catch somebody from Eager out of position. Air Cougar wrapping around behind the Gold Fury, gets spotted out. Nice sentry ward from Eager just to prevent any sort of vision, but Stormy Rays has one of his own.
And it's a really interesting build coming out from the Kronos. He's really going into his basic attacks. So I think it might be because they're on console. So the spells he's one especially is really hard to hit. So therefore going into the auto attacks is a really smart idea.
I think that what they really want to do is to be able to get any sort of tower and objective damage, but Stormy Rays caught out of position. 1v1 against Air Cougar. The Sanctuary does come out. The healing now from Brochacho, trying to keep him up alive. Ozzy, though, pulling out Mifflin. Dworst is nowhere to be found.
And the auto attack seems really strong there in that 1v1 fight.
Left-hand side mid-camp's going to fall the way of SoaR. Here's Dworst. We've spotted him again. He's just keeping SoaR away from these mid-camps and keeping the farm control in favor of Team Eager. Now they're looking towards the Gold Fury. Let's take a listen in with Eager as they try to take this objective.
I think that's a good idea. We got Stormy. Thor's up. I have no mana. I need the reset. Full reset. I'm backing. Stay near gold. Okay, I'm back up. I mean, Andre's behind Thor. Alright, I'm back. That's Thor hammer. Still Susa. Hold it. Get to it. We need help. Get to gold. It's still They don't have hog. They don't have hog. They don't have hog. I need them back. I'm completely out of mana. Yeah, hurry up. They're going in. Look at, kill. I'm gonna slow. Nice shot. I have blink. I'm knocking up. Odin's looking for the back. Odin's looking. I can't stop Odin. All right. Guys, Odin's gonna be there. Back up. Our initiation. We have initiation. I blink. Odin TP'd. Okay, we gotta push it up.
Frantic yet clear communication there between Team Eager, you know, calling out whose cooldowns were down. You know, we heard Mifflin there, Odin's backing, I can't stop him, and immediately the disengage is sounded.
They give a lot of good information, but they have to be careful the communication not getting clogged, because that can really spell trouble. They were all yelling at one time, and if they do that in another team fight, it can be a little bit hard to understand sometimes. I know for a fact we're European, we're really good at yelling, so sometimes you got to be careful that the communication doesn't get clogged, because maybe you're not going to be on the same page then.
Especially with SoaR diving the backline as aggressively as they always have. We saw the overextension from El Chapo, just overcommitting a little bit too hard. Now, he got the double purification, but then he overextended it. Then we saw Delta Marine, what he was able to do with the Zeus, just doing so much.
Ozzy there taking some damage as he jumps in, but, you know, he's still relatively tanky at this point. He's got himself online a Pestilence, which I like, you know, sort of to deal with the healing of Jelly.
I would have liked to see Team Eager a little bit more staying on the go for you, because they should have baited them longer in. As you heard in Team Eager's comms, there was the Marine was out of mana, so he couldn't really do a lot. So they should just have baited it basically and hold it out, sustained the damage, and then gone back and forth basically.
Another reason from SoaR why they didn't want to commit so heavily was the fact that the Sanctuary was still down at that time for Stormy Rays after the earlier 1v1 skirmish between Eric Cougar. And this is so interesting to see these Hunters now get to a point where they're going to be able to really get their damage off the attack speed coming out of both of these Hunters.
Oh yeah, both Hunters are going to be so strong in this fight. And you see they're almost equal on the net worth right now. So both of the Hunters is going to be really scary, and you are going to look to keep them down in the team fight.
Good work there by Chapo, avoiding the pull in there from Jelly by teleporting away with his hammer.
But now we see Shaliber, though, forced into the purification. Didn't want to get pulled by a Willish. The ultimate wasn't even used, though. Jelly caught in the front, though. He wants to be able to get off a nice ultimate. A little bit of poke. Gonna get sustained by Jelly, no problem.
Eager do not want to fight. They just want to keep SoaR in this fight right now. The Nike is split pushing the right once again and getting so much damage off. They cannot leave this tower.
There's just so much experience now being gained for Dwarves, trying to be the first level 20 in the game, and this is a huge objective. If Eager does confirm, it looks like Uzi is not in time.
Huge misplay coming out from SoaR there. They should not have given that up. Otherwise, they should have committed 100% to that fight, but they were not in the best position, SoaR, to engage on Eager, so giving it up might be the better call.
Alrighty, we see Shaliber looking for a route there, just a little bit off the mark. Tier 2 on the right-hand side tower is down. A lot of minions going down that direction. It's going to keep Uzi busy, and now Eager's looking for the gold view again.
Just going to be able to pull it, reset it. We see Chapo and Stormy Rays looking at them from a distance, just kind of scaring them away. Obviously, there's always the factor of the Ama monster that you have to worry about.
And the Nike have rotated now. The Odin is coming back, so it's going to be a 5v5, but the team is going to take the fight.
Chapo around the back. It's a two-man wall. No follow-up damage from his team. Ozzy was looking for a cage. Jelly gets the root, gets the... Oh, the pull! Almost landed there, but Ozzy jumping away just in time.
Perfectly timed by Ozzy. Not going to get pulled back by Jelly, because the follow-up damage from Delta Marine would have absolutely melted his health pool. So now SoaR still waiting for Eager to overextend. It seems that SoaR started to slow down here.
Right, but I would have actually liked to see the Willix all come through there when the Odin jumped, because he have no getaway after this, and at this point Team Eager is so far ahead and the Zeus have so much damage. He does have penetration online as well, so he would get tracked immediately.
At this point though, with Uzi being a little bit tanky, do you think that he would just bait himself on purpose just to get a Willish ultimate and then the rest of his team follow up?
He can't bait himself at this point. He will die. They have too much damage.
Stormy caught out here. Dwarves looking for the damage, but the Sanctuary comes through. Knock-up is good, and no airstrike is not even able to save the life of Stormy Rays.
It seems that Stormy Rays is just taking too much time to disengage, and now Eager going for the Gold Fury immediately after this one pick. SoaR just conceding it.
Right. you find a pick, especially when you find a pick onto an ADC, the go through is so free. Very good call by SoaR, just giving it up because they couldn't contest it. And with the sustain coming from the Sylvanos, Team Eager is going to be able to siege the tower down.
So what was Stormy Rays doing there? It seemed like he just didn't opt to disengage quick enough.
Yeah, and the fact that he actually tried to juke the Nike jump just made him hit it.
Oh, Chapo in a little bit of trouble here, knocked up by the Dwurst. Mifflin here looking for the damage, spin to win from Chapo. It's not going to do enough damage to save. Oh, the teleport! Too early there from Chapo, walled, but Dwurst and Mifflin are not to be denied here. Chapo nowhere for hit a run. Mifflin gets him with the feather step.
In the mid lane though, Ozzy getting off his ultimate. He's caught alone though, bro. Chacho taking a spill. The rest of Eager though still surrounded. Wants to be able to get this other objective, and now we see the rotation from Mifflin. Not going to be able to find the knockup. We see Air Cougar just absolutely destroying this tower. And Eager, they're not done yet. They want the Phoenix.
And the meditation comes in, so they're going to be looking for this Phoenix right now. Even though the Zeus was locked into the Odin ultimate, he was still able to stay alive.
Ozzy pulled in there by Mifflin. Ozzy taking a lot of damage, but manages to get away over the wall. Here's Dwurst though, out of nowhere. Middle Phoenix the target now for Eager. There's not too many men left on SoaR to defend it. It's only Shalaba and Stormy Rays. Stormy with only like 10 HP. Dwurst spots him out. Dwurst looking for the kill. 1 hit, 2 hit. Down for Stormy Rays and down for the Middle Phoenix. Mifflin needs to be careful. Shalaba gets the return kill. Chapo out of the sky looking for Dwurst. Great wall spin to win. Dwurst dead to Chapo.
Eager might give up 2 kills. They got 2 kills themselves, so this Phoenix is so worth it. It's going to put so much pressure onto Eager, and they're just going to keep sieging this lead.
SoaR needs to get something more out of this if they want to get back in the game. There's just so much downtime for the Gofier to respawn, so they can't go for that objective. They're going to have to go for at least a tier 1 mid.
And look at the lead right now. El Chapo is the same level as the support onto Eager. He is not in the position he want to be. We usually see him way further ahead of anybody else in these teams.
I know, to be fair, Thor can still make plays to be able to stun and set up the rest of his teammates, but you want to be able to do the damage as well. Look how aggressive Air Cougar is wanting to get off more damage.
And that's right what you're saying there. Thor can still set up for his team, set up for Shaliber, set up for Stormy, but right now it seems like Shaliber is not too comfortable on that Scylla pick. He really needs that setup, otherwise he's not going to hit his spells.
Do you think it's Game 1 jitters of the Grand Finals for SoaR? We saw how antsy they were earlier on.
I mean, SoaR seems so confident no matter what. I don't think they have land jitters. They're so good on land environment, but on the same time, Team Eager is good at it. So I think it's just the fact that now they're against a better team. They take advantage of the aggressiveness coming out from Chapo and just collapsing on him every single time he goes in.
You know, we heard in the pregame, you know, Brochacha was saying, you know, how's scrims going? Yada, yada, yada. You were saying, Trix, that, you know, the fact that they're winning scrims mean Eager might try out different strategies.
Oh yes, so SoaR might be winning every single scrim, but that might be good for Team Eager because SoaR's not going to change anything from the scrim set. But on the other hand, Team Eager is like, we did something wrong, let's change it up. We don't know what the scrims went, but I suppose that Team Eager is trying something different out than scrims. So that might be the reason why SoaR is on the downhand right now.
Well, we saw a patient waiting game out of Eager earlier on, played into the hands out of SoaR's aggressiveness, and that's why we see the close to 7,000 goal lead for Team Eager now heading into the 27-minute mark, and this is where all the attention is going to start being around the Fire Giant.
Chapo gets a wall onto 2. Left-hand side, Air Cougar, though, takes down the Tier 1 tower all by himself. More than willing to take this 1v1 against Stormy Rays.
Right now, there's no towers on the line other than the left tower, but
well, Shalaba almost pulled in their purifications enough to get him away for now. There's a lot of SoaR's damage. Flanking by Jelly. Knock up. Shalaba, nowhere for him to run. Sanctuary got to keep him alive, but oh my god.
Not going to be able to find it though, but now Ozzy trying to get something in return. 1-0 for Team Eager. This is what they are constantly doing. We saw Chapo going into the sky, but he hesitated too long.
And this is what Eager needs to do as well. They need to find the picks in the jungle, but wait a minute.
Nice job though, getting the rewind from Air Cougar. Stormy Rays though, he needs to connect some of these in-hands. The stun connecting, forcing the purification out of Chapo. The chase is on, but look how fast Air Cougar is.
Great wall there though from Chapo. Air Cougar knocked up by Stormy Rays as well. Chapo gets the kill right-hand side though. SoaR, there's 4 men pushing down this right-hand side. Mifflin gets a kill. Mifflin gets a double. Middle Phoenix, there's 5 minions pouring in. This is a clear Fire Giant.
Yes, and now with those 3 members dead from SoaR, this is going to be an easy Fire Giant for Team Eager. They had to worry about that Middle Phoenix because of it being down all those fire minions. Chapo had to defend it.
Overall, great pick by Chapo overall. SoaR should have left that Fire Giant after Shaliber died and Chapo going to the left lane. So right now, Team Eager is just going to take this Fire Giant for free.
We see 14,000 experience, 8,000 gold. all in favor of Team Eager. Early game, though, this was all SoaR. What happened?
Right, I'm surprised that SoaR didn't take more of an advantage of that early lead. Chapo was so far ahead, they just didn't invade, take all the XP in the jungle as they should have, and that just sprang Eager on a comfortable role and just make it able for them to get back into the game.
I don't know about you, but it just seemed that, to me, SoaR felt they were more ahead than they really were after they just got those 3 early kills. Now, kills are always great, obviously, but pre-buff spawns, it doesn't really amount to much because you don't have that much of an experience lead. They're not worth that much experience a level 1 god kill.
No, SoaR got the 3 kills, but both of the teams went back farming, and it just seemed like Team Eager was farming better.
Absolutely.
Racho, almost pulled through the wall there by Jelly. Delta Marine and Jelly going to be able to clear out the wards on this Gold Fury.
And now we still see Eager trying to find somebody out of position from SoaR, utilizing their Fire Giant advantage, but now it's Chapo in the mid lane.
Taking a lot of damage there from Mifflin. Look at Brochacho here, caught between so many members of Eager, taking so much damage from Delta Marine. Uzi, great use of the cage, but worse comes over. Jelly blinks through. They're looking for Brochacho. Delta Marine picks up the kill with the Zeus ultimate. He gets a second kill. He gets a third kill. Triple for Delta Marine. And there's more men of SoaR looking to be dead here. Look at this. Shalaba so low here. And he's gone.
And that's going to be it. Eager, they're pushing down the Titan room. They're going to be able to secure themselves the first game in this best of 5